We're back, and I'm excited about this one because this time, if you own a Toyota Landcruiser 200 series, well, we're taking one apart. We're going to take a customer's one apart that was sent to us from Adelaide. We're going to strip it. We're going to find out what went wrong with it. Today, I'm joined by Blake.
How are you guys?
One of our lead rebuilders here at Wholesale and I'm Rocket Rod. Now, we know a little bit of story about this one. This one was actually sent over from Adelaide. We know that this customer was travelling up through the Adelaide Hills. He was towing a big caravan. His car actually had no upgrades whatsoever. No coolers, no pans, no lock-up kits. Pretty well nothing. It's pretty well a standard thing. He did say he was in the mountains for a long, long time and he was lugging it. Well, all of a sudden, the auto started to slip quite heavily. I've been a little bit reluctant to say and be absolutely honest with everybody here. I have been reluctant in filming a 200 series what went wrong because it is the same transmission that we use in our 79 series conversion, our 6-speed one. Now, benefit to us, we're going to take it apart, we're going to be absolutely honest, we'll see what it is, and maybe we can tell it what makes the difference between this and the one that we put in our 79 series, what upgrades we can do. But how about we have some fun, we get it apart, and hopefully we find something a little bit more burnt than the last couple that we've done, a little bit more destructive, you know. So, all right, Blake, let's get started.
No worries.
Let's find out what we get into this one. We've already taken a few of the bolts out because the start's always a little slow, taking the bell housings and stuff off, so. Actually, I was going to say, this is the first time I've filmed with you.
Yes, it is.
The very first time. Well, there you go. Everybody, welcome Blake. Oh, and I nearly forgot. We got Kalen behind the camera. Say hello. Hello. There he is. What have we got in here? Oh, it's certainly burnt. Very hard. I've always learned it's very hard to see on the camera. All I can say is, oh, there's no sludge. It's synthetic oil. And I'll tell you that, synthetic oil leaves a lot less black sludge in the bottom of the pan. This is actually looking, oh, it stinks. So burnt. It is definitely burnt, but no big black sludge. So no chunky bits, which I'm kind of delighted about. I'm sure the customer's going to be delighted about because it's much cheaper to rebuild when there's no chunky bits. I'll put this over here. Actually, I'll take the basket. You can throw me the...
You'll take the basket?
I'll take the basket.
No worries.
Is this the correct basket?
That is the correct basket.
And you just throw me bolts and I'll throw it away because then it makes
easy.
it look like I'm actually doing something while the public's watching me. I thought you were good at this.
That's so brittle.
I'm just waiting for the first crack and then the mood change as the rebuilder gets slightly, let's say, shitty with himself for breaking something. So we're already seeing signs of things getting hot because whenever transmission gets really hot, one of the first things that's actually affected is the plastic that's actually in the pan. And it looks like it's very brittle, a bit tough to get out. Now, is it the plug or is the plastic on the solenoid that's gone hard?
The plastic on the solenoid has just gone real hard. There's usually a trick that I can do, put a pick in there and flick it out, but
it's being a bit more stubborn.
And the plastic's usually very soft that you can actually
hold it in there or what?
You can usually manipulate it.
I felt like it was doing something.
There we go.
Yay! Is that the last one?
No, it's
two more. Gee, they are. Solid. We got it. See, all it took was me. Now, you would have been here for an hour and a half.
Thanks, mate.
If it wasn't for me. Not that I've built a transmission in a little while, but hey, get sorted better. Give me that. This is where we start to sound like a Formula 1 wheel changer. Come on. Yep. Action. Take it out. Work it. Work it. Work it. Hey? I think I'm going to say Jeremy was a little bit faster on the rattle gun. Hey? But... and started in a different way as well, because Jeremy starts from the bell housing and extension housing. Blake starts from the valve body. A little bit different.
I do like it to keep the bell housing and extension housing on. Makes it easier to roll over. That's just a personal preference.
Each rebuilder has their own preference. Yeah, screwdriver in there. There we go. Thank you. I'll take that.
There's heaps of clutch material on that already. Oh, here we go. in the brake clutches already. We can see some major failure.
Whoa!
Major
Hang
failure.
on. This is going to be one for the year. This is not what I thought it was going to be. I was sure that this was going to be a burnt clutch. Well, I guess you'd call that burnt.
That's just gone
Like,
past burnt. That's just metal on metal.
That is just a frigging disaster. Cop that. There's a chunky bit. One of them. Oh, it's everywhere.
Heaps.
Was it on top of the... Oh, yeah, jeez. It's everywhere. It's all jammed in there. Oh, I can't wait to get this one apart. See, that is actually supposed to be...
Together.
A big disc that goes around in a big circle like that. And it's coming out. Man, that thing doesn't just get burnt. That... You know when a clutch goes metal to metal, when brakes go metal to metal?
That's what that's done.
That's going metal to the point where your rotor actually explodes. All right. I was going to say with the valve body, we don't really see many troubles with the valve bodies.
No.
You know, we do lots of upgrades for them.
The only issues that you might see is, for example, a customer not servicing their vehicle in 300,000 kilometres and you get clutch material with stuck valves, but that's any car really.
You ever had the one where you've taken the pan off on the servicing and the oil stayed up?
No, but I've had it I've had it cold and it's come out like it was hot. It's lost all its viscosity.
Really?
Yep.
Barreling out. All right, that's the valve body. Next.
There's the grommets.
I'll keep these scrappy bits for later. We'll add them to what we know is coming out this time. Well, this is exciting because we know there's going to be some devastation in there. But it'll be interesting to know whether it was just in one clutch or whether it was over several clutches.
I reckon we've got some major damage in our drive clutches too. If a brake clutch has gone like that.
There you go. Wiring. Just enough to speed things up. There you go. At least you got all the wiring out in one piece.
Oh, yeah.
And see, like the 100 series, they've got very, very fine pins. But I have never seen a single case where I've seen corrosion in a 200 series pin plug, unlike that's extremely common in 100 series.
Hear Jeremy in the background.
Yes, that's Jeremy. You can hear in the background. You hear how quick he is?
We've got the same guns, but I chose to put a muffler on mine.
Jeremy likes them loud. That's why he drives a Nissan Patrol. Oh, not this clip again. We'll see if Blake does a better job at this clip than what Jeremy did with the last one. This clip is actually common to both the 5 and the 6V.
And in the also the other variant, the AC60 has one too.
Really.
There we go.
You guys are just vandals. Oh, well. That gets replaced.
So you don't lose it.
Give me off here. Yep. Nice and gentle.
I had this once where I didn't have the magnet on, and I lost it, and I couldn't find it till I tore the gearbox apart later on. So ever since then, I've always put a magnet on there. There's some work that comes out.
So that's the main selector shaft coming out. That's the park pull mechanism. So, part of it.
Alrighty, that is inside the valve body side done. So we'll get the extension housing and
Bell housing
off.
Oil over that edge.
That's it.
That's all. You're making a mess. Spare extension housing.
There's
no debris in there. I love these bearings. There's not many really that have big bearings in the back. A lot of them have bushes in the back. Look at the size of that bearing. Really well done.
A's and Warner have done that since, from what I've seen, the A440. They've done that for so long. And it just, I guess the term
I don't think I've ever seen one fail.
No.
Like ever. They're
The only
just
time
such
I've
a
seen it,
big, giant, beefy bearing.
Water damage is the only time I've seen them fail.
Yep. That's the bell hanging on. Left for the pump. Next is, we get the pump up front. Just remember, Blake, right? This is going out to tens of thousands of people. They're going to judge you every which way, right? And the critics will start as our health and safety. They'll notice that we're wearing all of our safety gear, your glasses, your gloves. You know, it's good to see that we're using them all.
I always use glasses when I use pneumatic tools.
Yeah, or when I'm belting things with screwdrivers.
Absolutely.
Ask me how I know, you know. I once got a bit of metal stuck on my thumb once from using a pin punch. And you know, I couldn't see it, couldn't feel it, just the thumb just hurt for a month. Went in, finally got an x-ray and found out it was something the size of a match head stuck in the middle of my bloody thumb. Wouldn't have known. You good? Yep.
Switch around.
That's all. That should be all of them. Last time I did this, it wouldn't go because we missed one. No, at least. No, loose. Loose is good. I don't like forcing them if they come more than something. All right.
Perfect. There we go.
There we go. Pump is actually really good. Really good. That's good. Pump gears. I love it when they're black. Whenever a pump gear is really, really black still, that means it's almost no wear on it at all. See if I can get it out. Look, that is absolutely mint. Absolutely mint. All right, so the pump is actually really good nick. All right, next, let's keep going. All right, let's get this apart. Another big ass circlip. Slight next size down screwdriver. I'm going to use a giant pick. Oh, you got it. Alright. We got that. Alright. Take this one apart. We'll go through all of these spaces. Oh. Alright. First clutch. Alright, she's actually pretty good. Nothing wrong with that one. That's really good. Like what we like to see. All the splines are good. All the bush series are good. Or the surfaces, should I say. No, mint. That all looks really good. You ever seen any of these hard parts, these drums let go, or they all been really good?
Only once, but it was the same situation as this. It got so hot, and the actual shaft snapped off.
Snapped off.
But it was the same situation. No upgrades, and he was just towing it in drive. So it was constantly upshifting and downshifting. Just got too hot, and then
that all looks good.
All she wrote.
One-way clutch. I think if I explained this before, what makes a one-way clutch? Well, obviously, it's a mechanical clutch. It just means it spins freely in one direction, but it locks in the other direction. These are brilliant. And inside them, you got little, we call can dogs or teeth, and they're shaped in a certain way, which means when you go on there, they can only turn in one direction. I hope you know how this all goes back together.
Yes, I do, mate.
That's it.
I'm just watching you put it back in Frankenstein, and I'll figure it out later.
Oh yeah, exactly right. I think this clutch is going to be pretty good. Let's crack it open.
Yep.
You can almost tell straight away whether a clutch is a little bit dodgy, and it's just a massive clearance that it has on it. Two in there. All right. You know your clutch pack? Do you know which one this one is?
Yeah, it's a C1.
It's a C1. And that one is really good. Really good. Love that one. This one.
That's your C4 clutch. So I would have expected at least one of these two to actually have gone with that brake clutch, but looking at it at the moment, it looks pretty good.
No, perfect. Could have gone around Australia another time, those two. Looking really good. Drum looks good. All right, let's continue.
No worries.
So far, everything's looking perfect. Well, we know one of them's not perfect.
1, 2.
All right. This is a big drum. All right. Which one's this one?
I believe that is the C3.
Once again, absolutely perfect. There's no heat. There's no nothing on this one. Another good one. I'll just pop that one. Actually, I'll pop that one back in this drum when I'm done, so I'm not messing you up when you're rebuilding it.
No, that's all right.
This is all good. Splines are all good.
That bearing
Bearings.
moves all right. Yep.
Yeah, no, she's fine. All right, next.
All right, now we're on to our brake clutches. This is our B3.
We'll just get in here and we'll have a look. Now, a brake clutch means that the outer clutch is normally pinned to the outside of the case. So the steels are actually locked to the outside of the case with teeth, and it's just the frictions that go inside it. All the other clutches are free running within drums.
So this one goes around that sprag there.
Once again, perfect. This is the
B3.
B3. It looks good. What I love about the B3, in this case, look how unique the frictions are. Now this is the only clutch pack in this auto that has, like, all the frictions actually have little mini pads on them, both sides, on both sides. So they're very, very unique clutch in the way that they work. They would have designed that to be very heavy on the swipe, to swipe the oil out from the plate, and it helps it get a lot more traction. But look at the size of the clutch. That's ginormous.
Massive clutch.
So that obviously has a lot of load on it. All right, next one. Getting in here. Yeah, the fight with the circlip. Oh, that's where he's using his lights. Here we go. Captain Famous is using his lights. I asked him, did he ever use those lights? Here's proof.
They're normally on my head, but you make fun of me when they're on my head, so they're on my neck now.
I make fun of my guys no matter what.
There we go.
Wow. That's a solid circlip. No wonder they're so hard. And they're so much bigger than the diameter of the bore inside the box, because they're almost touching each other. I can't even move it. Such a strong circlip.
I'll take these tubes out.
Want me to hold it up?
Yep. So these are the sealing tubes between the valve body and the actual
The applied
pistons.
All right.
Now,
He's coming.
so that's your B3 piston coming out with also a one-way clutch and a gear set. There's a big
Wow.
of what's going on there.
All right. That's the piston assembly for the last clutch. Big piston. All good. Another one-way clutch. So there's 3 one-way clutches in this. Splined on. Looks perfect. Try and put that back on. Big planetary. It's another offset planetary. I meant to mention this once before, but in this, days gone past, you'd have one big gear in the middle. It's actually quite chunky. Now, obviously, to get the ratios right in this case, you'll see that the bottom of the gear sticking out down here, but the top of the gear is offset all the way over here. So they've actually got 2 gears that are joined in the middle, and that's how they're transferring across. But that is a big clutch. Seen bigger, Ford Rangers have got bigger, you know, in the 6 speeds. But no, all right, there's no problem there. Continue. Running out of places here.
So there's your
There's the sun gear. Perfect.
oh, stand corrected,
All
Rob.
looks good.
Here's another
Bearing.
clutch pack that has those same frictions.
All right, so another one. You don't really ever see these planetaries ever let go.
Nah.
There are strong planetaries in these autos. they were built to hold the weight. So, and the towing capacity. Another set of clutch, another ones, I don't know what you call them, button frictions, a partial, if anybody knows the correct name for these frictions. They all have their own names and different brands will call them different things, every single time. But in this case, these are Asian frictions. Another clay. All this points to that if it wasn't for this one fault, this box would have run perfectly fine. Another circlip. Return spring is all good. Piston. Put that all there.
Yep.
So they're all together.
Another gear set.
That's the rear one.
I think there's another one.
Is there?
Could be wrong.
No, she looks good.
Yeah, there's another one. Yep.
Splines are good. No, teeth are really good. We're always looking for motion. We're turning them sideways. We're trying to twist them. We're trying to do everything just to see. Perfect. Continue.
Now, already looking down here at that B1, you can see there's already major failure.
Oh. Let's have a look. We can actually see how burnt it is around the top. But let's get it out. Let's have a look. I'm interested in this. Let's see what we've got. Get this out.
I don't think she's going to come out in individual pieces. No,
Oh,
she's
wow.
cooked. Yep, there's some more. This is, have a look at this rod. You can see it all just metal on metal. It's all cracked and
It's all smashed. Look at that.
it's just falling
Bits of
apart.
it everywhere. All right, let's do our best. Snap it off with me fingers. Look at that. All right, let's get him out, and we'll see what we've got. But this is looking. Look at that. Try and give you a close up of it, but that was actually a friction. Used to be. Now this is a steel, and we'll see if I can show you this. Try my best. But that's got grooves in it, almost like a steel-to-steel brake has on a car. That is actually gouged out solid.
It's just
What's
all
that?
coming out in pieces, mate. It's all absolute shambles.
Whoa. Jeez, what a mess.
This gearbox has been absolutely cooked. Yep.
Jeez. Each one of these is basically, that's supposed to look like that. That's what's going on. It's supposed to have linings on both sides. This has got no lining on either side. And look, that's actually metal. I'm not supposed to be able to do that. That is absolutely roasted, burnt, and that's all steel. All this is steel. Look at that. That's a thick steel, so this is an outer one because the teeth are on the outside. And it is just burnt solid. What an absolute mess.
If you want to get the camera in here, it's actually impregnated itself into the case. That friction pack.
We'll have a look at that when we get it. We'll get it out. We'll look at the damage on that. So all this, look at all these chunks. Like, I can't even get it apart. I can. Oh, that one's actually welded itself on. Gotten so hot. So how hot do you think it's got to get? I mean, that's got to get stonking hot to the point where it's bright red.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely glowing bright red in oil. So now you know why the oil absolutely stinks in it. But that's absolutely, that's two. That's a friction and a steel. So you've got an inner teeth on the friction. We've got the outer teeth on the steel. And they're absolutely locked together. Look at that. Like a yo-yo.
It's biting into those grooves it's made into the case.
So what he means by that is in here, you can use your light, they're the what we call the case teeth, and they lock in to the outside of the frictions, or outside of the steels. So in other words, these teeth around the edge here, right, lock in to the aluminium. Now as we look in here, see if I can get the camera loosely in there, but you'll see that all the teeth in here have absolutely torn into the aluminium. Now we've got to get that piston out. The trouble is that piston is almost an interference fit. There's no room on it, but it's catching on all of this metal that's been gouged and out in the case. So in this, you probably lost this case.
I think we have, yep.
I think this case is absolutely toast. It's not common that we lose a case, but let's see if we can get that out. I just can't get over this clutch. Just look at it. Just an absolute disaster zone.
There we go. You can even see it just trying to get it out. It's just...
Yeah. See the impregnations on it. The piston looks good. Now, with this, whenever you get a piston that's absolutely that burnt, the first thing we want to do is to make sure the piston itself hasn't failed.
That's right.
So you able to
Yeah, I have some air.
see if you can blow that out? We haven't done this before, but we're going to do it on this case. We've got to be gentle when doing this too, because they're easy to cock in there. But let's see if you can get that out. This can make a mess. Gently. You can actually see when he's blowing in there, the piston's actually trying to apply. What we're trying to do is just gently get it out. Just work it out very slowly so we can get the piston apart. You're half in, half out.
Here we go.
Here we go. So the main thing we're checking on when we take the piston out, so that's obviously its outer sleeve, and that's the piston itself. And on the piston, it's got an inner and an outer O-ring. What we're trying to look at is to see if it's damaged in any way. And we'll take them off so you can actually see it. That's perfect. We'll take the outer one off. And we'll look at that. We'll run through a few things in a sec, what I think. Anything else, or is that?
Yeah, we've still got the B1, B4 to get out and the sprag as well.
Right, we'll keep going, and then we'll come back to this clutch in a sec. So, I want to get the rest of it out. Oh, he's just turned it over. We're finding all the scrap bits that have fallen out of the case while he's been working on it. See if I can, just more bits and pieces to go with it. I don't think I've seen a clutch absolutely that destroyed in so long.
I get the top out and then I actually go from the bottom, so I get half of it out and then work the other way around.
So many circlips. I reckon we've come across probably 14 circlips so far.
But they don't fail. The circlips don't fail in this gearbox.
We never lose a circlip. Oh, didn't notice that. That spring's all mangled.
Yeah, all the heat's just got into it.
Look at that. I just noticed this is actually one of the return springs. There's absolutely, and even the other ones are all, they're supposed to be all nicely, geez, it's hard to pick a good one on here, but they're all bent. So this whole plate has actually been getting twisted around quite heavily, which is common when these clutches let go, that something's got to try and hold it all together. But that's actually the return spring that pushes the clutch back down, and it absolutely copped a hammering. Keep all the broken bits together.
All right.
Well, this circlip certainly put up a hell of a fight.
They always do.
After
They
what
always
you did
do.
to it just then.
All right.
All right.
We give it a
Next.
bit of persuasion.
All right, go on. Here we go.
All right. Now it's just bitten on that.
And that's grabbed on that.
On that-
Oh yeah, it's grabbed on the same bird section that he's trying to get past.
You can see all the
those-
burring up there.
Yeah, see the bits of trying to get the parts out, and see the slithers of aluminium that is absolutely just taken off the outside of the case, and they were caused by obviously the outside of these parts when they broke, just absolutely gouged everything. Stuck to my finger now.
Nearly got it. There
There we go.
Another one-way clutch.
That's a stonking big one-way clutch, isn't it? Well, have a look at the size of this one. This one's huge. Look at the size of them. I'll compare this to one we took out earlier, look at the size of them. Okay? And that's because this one's further towards the back. It's got to take the load of everything on it. So they size it up. Let's not mix things up. Make sure I put them all back together. Half what you'll have to double check.
That's all right, mate.
I'm glad you know what you're doing.
I'm pretty around these ones. And then we've got a
look. Won't take this as a sun gear, annulus. All the teeth look really good. Bearings all good. Splines are all good. Shaft, no heat there. So we're all good. I just popped that one over there. Oh my God! Look, what a comparison of a clutch.
I'll give you that clutch.
What a comparison. This one looks like the day it went in. Absolutely pristine. Look at it. Absolutely brand new. Goes on there.
Yep.
Compared to what come out of that one. All right. So that one, put that one over there.
That's our rear gear set with our output shaft and our park engagement there.
Yep. So that's where the park pawl grabs on them. So you ever wondered how a park pawl, how it actually works? There is actually, here it is. See if I can reach it. Mechanism. So that's the locking mechanism, and it slips. See if I can get it in the right camera, and it slips in. So it actually grabs in there. So you ever wonder how a park works? That's how it is, and it slips in. That's how it works. Rear planetary, huge, as you would expect from an AB60 Landcruiser 6-speed. They're absolutely monsters. Super strong. Look at that. That's a hell of an output shaft.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it? That's a stonking great output shaft. Absolutely amazing. All right, next.
That's it.
That's
it.
it.
Just the
We've got
piston
the
that's part
case.
of the case.
Let's see if I can get this camera in there, guys. Let's see if we can get it in there. And if you can do that, what we're looking at is the massive gouges that this left. And I'll try and do an angle of the dangle, and the cameraman's probably sitting there going, it's too close, it's too blurry, it ain't going to work. But that's what we've got. That's what we were dealing with. So this case, as well as that clutch pack, is absolutely toast. All right. So we know we've lost the case. Absolutely lost it. We know we've lost this clutch. Now, if we try and go through it, we can almost determine, one, the piston and the seals were not at fault. It wasn't low on oil,
no.
Because if it had been, it would have taken out more clutches. All right. So it wasn't that. All right. I can't blame servicing. Everything in the pan looked okay. He had no upgrades though. So we had the standard pan on it. He didn't have an oil cooler on it. We know he was towing. We know he was towing in a big hill. So I'm betting what actually happened, that this is the gear he was in when he was dragging up that hill, right? And it just got so hot. When the box get hot, what happens? The oil tends, I wouldn't say it boils, it gets so thin when it
loses
gets
all
so
its
hot.
viscosity.
It starts to lose some of its pressure, and guess what? This is the clutch that's implied at that time. I wouldn't say it's load. You can't overload these clutches really. You know, I mean, this is built to basically tow a 3.5 ton caravan. You know, in a vehicle that's already 3 ton, loaded up with Lovey and all of our luggage. And guess what? This box is built for that. All right. And we've seen a lot more. We use this box in our 79 series and we've seen a lot worse. We've seen 6-wheel drives. We've seen them right up. We've even seen the big GVMs where they've gone up to nearly 10 tons. You know, with the big 6-wheel drives. This happened. I mean, look, the gentleman was honest. He was great. He knows what he was doing at the time, and he said he just kept on going. It was just lugging and lugging. He was in the hills for a long time, and it just got so hot the clutch couldn't. It just lost its grip, basically. The oil would have gotten thin. The pressure would have dropped because the oil was getting so thin. And one clutch. If it wasn't for this one clutch, and all the bits and pieces that got smashed in this, well, this wouldn't have happened. I can tell you right. Every other clutch in this box would have gone around Australia, done another lap around Australia or 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
Who knows? They're a great box. Toyota do not build bad boxes, right? But in this case, when you're on the stall, the torque converter's generating a lot of heat, massive amounts of heat. unfortunately the customers don't always know. Sometimes the engine will actually start to de-accelerate, but customers, if they don't know, they tend to just put their foot down even more. They try and accelerate through it, and they go, oh, I'm losing power. They don't know. They start to blame it on things like the weight of the vehicle. That's why it's getting sluggish. It's a big hill. I got a lot of weight. That's why it's getting sluggish. No, the car's trying to warn them. They're not seeing the lights on the dash. They're concentrating. They're fixated on just trying to drive safely up this road. And this is what happens, right? Could it have been avoided, right? This is where it gets difficult. You know, I'm from a transmission shop that makes items for this, right? We do upgrades. We do nomad valve bodies, we do pans, we do oil coolers, right? Could we have stopped this from happening? Absolutely, we could have, right? We always recommend, at a minimum, put an oil cooler in. At least it's helping while you're lugging up that hill, and especially if you're towing a big weight, put a big deep cast aluminium pan in it, because it gives you more volume to feed into, you know, the circulation of the oil as well. And then they're only flowing at less than 4 litres per minute, right? So it gives time for the oil to sit in the pan. The pan's got fins on it and everything, so you got 2 whammies. A lock-up kits are great, but in this case, lugging up a big hill with the caravan, the lock-up really couldn't have helped you much, because you shouldn't have had your lock-up on. Too heavy a load, right? Lock-up's great. It can help him with the heat if you're on the flat, the undulating hills and all that. But that's not when this happened. This happened haul-assing a big-ass caravan, and everybody knows the Adelaide Hills. It's a monster of a hill, right? And if you're caught unaware, if you don't know, if you just keep on lugging through it, you don't see the warnings, you don't pull over. Unfortunately, this gentleman's lost his transmission through it, when realistically, a cooler, a deep pan, a nomad valve body I always recommend, simply because, especially if you're doing engine upgrades, bigger tyres, bull bars, winch, roof rack, big caravan, never alone how much stuff the missus is throwing in that caravan, that all adds to the end pile, all right? But it's good to finally be able to show you guys something that's totally destroyed, right? I'd like to thank Kaylin. I'd like to thank Blake for helping us take this apart. If you have any more questions about this or any of our other products, please, or questions, drop them in the link below. Yeah, ask a question, throw it in there right now. Any questions about our products, please jump online or give us a call. Until then, let us know what next one you'd like to see us do. What did you think? How did Blake go? All right, please, a big one. Big congratulations to the boy, and the first time for Blake. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rod.
Until next time, we'll see you then.